friends. This is Dawn Compton. I'm the pastor at Main Street United Methodist Church, and I'm here today to bring you our weekly Wednesday Word. Today I'm coming to you from our History Hall. It's a place where we have some of our displays of Main Street's long history. And this congregation does have a long history going back all the way to the 1700s. And so it's a chance, if you have time, to come by and look at some of where this church has been, where we've come from. Look at the lives that have been a part of the ministry here at Main Street. The work that has been done, the word that has been proclaimed throughout the history and the ministry of Main Street here in Bedford. And to think about all that has been done that has provided such a firm foundation for us as we then turn and look to ministry into the future. And we think about, all right, well, this is what we've done in the past, but what are we going to do now in 2021 and into 2022 and 2023 into the future to proclaim God's word to new friends, to reach out to the community in new ways, to use what the past has taught us to prepare us and guide us into the future so that we can be the church that God needs us to be right now and on into the future. So part of doing that and thinking about our history is looking back, way back into history, and looking back at the early church, the church of the book of Acts. And that's what we're doing in our worship series right now. Fear not, stand firm. We are looking at what the book of Acts tells us about that early church, what they were going through, and trying to glean from that early church. Again, some help, some guidance, some wisdom to help us know where Main Street needs to go now and into the future. So the word I lift up today comes from the book of Acts, the 19th chapter, beginning with the 8th verse. And this is when Paul is in Ephesus. And Paul went to the synagogue and spoke confidently for the next 3 months. He interacted with those present and offered convincing arguments concerning the nature of God's kingdom. Some people had closed minds, though. They refused to believe and publicly slandered the way. As a result, Paul left them, took the disciples with him, and continued his daily interactions with Tyrannus in Tyrannus lecture hall. This went on for 2 years, so that everyone living in the province of Asia, both Jews and Greeks, heard the Lord's word. Friends, Paul spoke, it says, for the next 3 months. And then when people weren't listening, when people were telling him they didn't want to hear it, when they closed their minds, he left and then went and spoke for 2 years, still proclaiming. He didn't let their problems, he didn't let their arguments stop him. He continued to do what God was calling him to do. He continued to proclaim that word. We don't need to get discouraged. Paul shows us that we just need to be faithful, continuing to preach, continuing to proclaim, continuing to offer up God's word. 3 months, 2 years, we don't know how long it may take for God to continue to work, and continue to use our faithfulness, use what we can offer up to God to do what God sees is possible here in Bedford. So I give you that word of encouragement that we are going to continue to be like Paul, to preach, to teach, to spread the good news in whatever ways we can. We're not going to give up. We're not going to stop when we reach people whose minds are closed. We're going to continue to try and love them dearly, and let them know the love of Jesus Christ. Just one announcement today, friends, and that is to say we are going to have a church picnic. I am so excited about it. It is going to be on June 27th. That's not this Sunday, but next Sunday. It's from 4 till 7 p.m. We are going to be at the Claytor Nature Center. And all families are invited to bring your own food, just whatever your family needs to eat. We're not doing a church potluck where we're sharing it. You bring whatever you need for your own family, but we're just going to share fellowship and fun and friendship and just be out in God's creation. So I'll let you know that we're doing that, and you are invited to join us for that wonderful time out in God's world. I look forward to worshiping with you, friends, this Sunday. You can worship with us in person at 10:30, or you can worship with us online. It will be live streamed once again this week. Have a great rest of the week, friends. God bless.